Also, stick around till the end of this video. We got a really special giveaway for you guys. I know me and Mike have been talking about giveaways for a little bit now. It's happening in this video.
Yeah. So, if you want something for free, or maybe you want to, I guess we'll talk about it later.
We'll talk about it, yeah. So a lot of our viewers have been asking us what it takes to become a luxury real estate agent. Now, I used to be a luxury real estate agent myself, but I figured rather than me telling what it takes, why don't we meet some of my colleagues, friends who are really good at what they do and learn what did they do when they get started with their business, how did they evolve their brands, and just kind of ask them what it takes to become a successful real estate agent. So that's what we're going to do today.
Yeah, so we're going to be meeting with a couple people. Two of them you may recognize from a popular TV show.
I love what you just said.
So you think you want to become a luxury real estate agent, you have what it takes? You have no idea.
One you might recognize from our episodes.
I want to thank the listing agents, Sally Forster Jones, Sally Forster Jones, Sally Forster Jones, Sally Forster Jones.
And one you might recognize from the past.
As we're doing our tour, guess who we ran into? Our good friend Ed.
Never see me anywhere, did you, mate?
Also, one of them is another old friend, Lacey Buller.
All right, well.
All right, ready?
Ready.
Also, we're partnering up with TopHap on this video. TopHap is an amazing real estate analytics platform that we love and use all the time. It just helps agents do their job better and helps them become experts in their market through analytics. So TopHap is amazing. We're going to come back to that later in the video. Now, the structure of this video, we're going to feature a lot of different agents, and each one of the agents are going to cover different aspects of how to become a successful real estate agent. First, we're going to cover how to get started in the business and what kind of mentality you need to have. Then we're going to talk about networking and meeting people. After that, I want to talk about how to learn the markets and kind of run your analytics and service your clients. Then, of course, we want to cover what it takes to build your personal brand. And lastly, well, Ryan Serhant is in town, and I couldn't let this guy go back to New York without having him in our video and talk about how he built his amazing brand.
It's like I do this.
And now, let's get started. We're here in an agency. We're going to meet James Harris. He's one of our good friends. And then what better person to talk about what it takes to become a real estate agent than him?
Yeah.
He's a foreigner that moved to LA, you know? He's a cool dude, good story. Let's talk to him.
Let's just go straight into it, right?
Let's go straight into it.
Getting into this business, whenever I'm talking to people, I try and tell them all the reasons they shouldn't get in the business. And by the time I'm finished with that, if they still want to get into the business, then they're the right people. Because I feel like any job that requires sales, where you write your own paycheck, you have to disqualify someone. And if they still come back hungrier and they want it, then they're probably right for the business. And if they don't and they get scared and they walk away, they're probably better behind a desk earning a salary. So for me, being in a business such as real estate, you have to have the right mindset. You have to have the right drive. You have to not be complacent. Your mentality has to be in it 150%. And you really have to be willing to go the extra mile in order to become successful. Being a real estate agent means you are your own boss, right? You write your own paycheck. So I am always looking, and it doesn't matter if you're in Nevada, you're in Texas, I don't really care where you are. There's always going to be successful people around you. And the reason that I'm saying this is I always think in a market, you look to what the successful people are doing, you study how they're doing it, and then you look at yourself and think, right, how can I do what they're doing but make it my own?
Now, I want to tell you what I did when I moved out here.
Yes.
Same scenario, didn't know any single person. I was like, this business is about transacting, doing deals, going out there, meeting people, and making things happen. So I was like, I don't know anybody. Sure, I did set open houses, picked up clients and all that. I was like, I'm gonna do rentals because nobody wants to do them.
Yep.
There's definitely a need for it. You gain people's trust in rentals, then you eventually take them to their first deal. What do you think about that?
I love what you just said. So I'll tell you a story. One of our early deals was a lease.
Okay.
And we didn't know who the client was. And it turned into 12 leases with that client that turned into a sale over $80 million.
Really? You
And-
gotta tell us this story.
That I can't do. What I will tell you is this. In any sales business, there's always going to be what I call a lost leader. A lost leader is something that you work on that's going to lead to something else. Now, as you said, leases can be very tedious. They can be frustrating with very little reward. But from that lease, you have no idea what that might turn into, what that might blow up to. You have no idea who you might meet from that lease or who you might get to interact with in that lease. So I think that in any business, you want to look for what the loss leader is and how it might develop into something greater and larger further on down the road. And I think a lease option is a great way to try and get your feet wet, get into the business and spread your wings. Of course, meeting people is the key to this business. The real estate industry is a very simple business that people love to complicate. Keep it simple, keep it stupid. This is a business about putting people together and be creative about how you do that.
I think that's where we end. James,
Thank you.
thank you so much. You're the
Great
best.
to see you
Appreciate
and
it.
thank you for having me.
I am messing up.
Get off your phone.
I am messing up the traffic, and this lady in Rolls Royce ain't feeling it. Thank you. Now, we've known Lacey for a very long time. She dominates my Vista market, and when she started working as a real estate agent in Los Angeles, she didn't know anyone. So she had to really go network, meet a lot of people, and do a lot of deals that brought her to this point. And that's why we're gonna meet her today to talk about the importance of networking. I wanted to talk to you about networking and how important it is for a new agent or anybody in the business to really go out there, see properties, talk to the other agents. So can you tell us a little bit about how you see the importance of that?
Absolutely. So first off, I think networking is the lifeline of this business, right? Because working with other agents is how you actually get deals done. So I'll give you an example. Like this property, the reason I'm here today is because I have agents that'll reach out to me that have buyers that can't find anything that are on the market. They know I do a lot of new construction and they're like, hey, what do you have coming up? And so I'm able to show properties while they're in this phase and sell them. And it's all because of the relationships I build in the business. It's everything that we've talked about, right? So it's like networking with people. It's going to the local owned businesses. It's hanging out in the neighborhood. It could be skateboarding streets or riding bikes. I mean, we are in the West Side.
Yeah.
So, you know, doing the things that you enjoy, finding that neighborhood that speaks to you, that, you know, where you really are, you enjoy it, you're passionate about it, so you enjoy talking about it, you enjoy learning about it.
And you end up becoming an expert in that area.
Absolutely. I mean, there's layers to it, and loving it and being passionate about it, serving it, is definitely one of those layers.
Awesome. Lacey, thank you so much for your time. It's
My
great to
pleasure,
see you.
guys. Likewise, always.
Awesome. Now we're going Beverly Hills to my old office to meet our dear friend, Ed Hutchinson. Ed was one of the very first agents I met when I moved out to Los Angeles. We've been really good friends ever since. In fact, Ed used to work as a real estate agent in London. Now he works in Los Angeles, and he's really good at learning new markets. I also introduced Ed to TopHap a few months ago, and now he pretty much uses it all the time to look at neighborhoods, streets, comps, because it really saves him time when it comes to real estate analytics. I haven't been here in the last year and a half. This is my old office. I used to be an agent, as you guys know. Let me take you guys inside, say hi to a couple of people. I don't even know how it's gonna look. It's my office. Due to COVID, we still have to wear masks. It's our seating area. I probably drank, I'm not kidding you, Mikey, 1,000 cups of coffee here.
We have some old content of you. Was it that Keurig you used?
Yes.
Yeah.
Coffee number 4. There you go. A medium roast. Let's do this, baby. And there's a very important detail that I need to mention to you guys, and that is to make sure to hit that like button, because
When was the last time you were at your desk? I want to see what your desk looks like.
it might be 2 years ago.
2 years?
That's insane, right?
Not like this hasn't been working, but
Wow, it's exactly like the way I left it. It's crazy.
it's like a time capsule, right?
It's a time capsule. This is crazy. This is my coffee cup.
Take it with you. I broke the other one.
Now I want some compass stock, you know, this is what I do. All right.
All right, let's meet our boy.
Let's meet Ed. We are helping people understand what it takes to become a successful real estate agent, right?
Yep.
And a lot goes into that, whether it's going out there, chasing leads, learning your market, networking and all that stuff. And with you, I wanted to cover kind of the behind the scenes of what a realtor does when they go back to their office, right? What do you do with your screen? How do you learn the market? So can you kind of take us with some of the things you do to maintain your knowledge and kind of learn the market?
So I think that's a really good point, because I think a lot of people out there, when they watch content about real estate agents, they see some of the Bravo shows and they just see these incredible houses. They see your content, they're like, wow, is this what an agent does?
Yeah, I know, right?
We just go and tour awesome houses, meet amazing people, but actually behind the scenes, it's a very different job. We definitely get those moments, but a huge amount of time is spent right here at the desk and in front of a screen, because I think the main value you have as an agent is your knowledge. You know, like if you're an agent who just goes out there and kind of knows the latest big amazing house that's hit the market, if you're representing a buyer or a seller, you're not giving them value. You have to be able to offer a value. You know, a seller could do that themselves. However, you need to be able to say to them, this is what the market's like in your area. This is how it's been going for the last year. This is the value I think your property is worth. You look at the numbers, what things are selling for, what areas have done over the last year, literally kind of what the rental prices are, what the cost per square foot to build something is, how many foreclosures are going on in an area, what the supply is like, what the demand is like, and that changes every day. And so historically, you know, our main source of information is the MLS. It's where most agents kind of upload their information about listings. It's where you first see whether a property is sold, and then it goes out to these third-party kind of places where...
Realtors, Zillows and all that.
Exactly. And so it's a great source of information, but you really have to learn it. So before I discovered this app, TopHap, I would have 4 or 5 different websites I'd have to go to actually work out what was going on in that market. So I go to the MLS, because you kind of get the broad idea of what's on the market.
Most of the numbers, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. So that would kind of give you an idea of value, but it's again, not that specific. I would go to Cloud CMA, which is the comparable market analysis that I use. So you can go to the seller and say, right, this is what this is sold for, this is what this is sold for. I go to Spokio, because actually you can look at the property, how many other like properties in the area may be behind on their mortgages or have huge amounts of you know,
back payments and all that.
Exactly, yeah. And so it would almost be a huge task for me to go, not a huge task, but it would take a long time for me to go through these different sources.
And hope that you manage to join all this information in your brain and make some sort of sense out of it.
And so what I do is literally just make little notes, and then at the end I'd go back through my notes and just kind of try and get a broad idea before I went to meet with the seller or before I was meeting with my buyer, and kind of giving them an idea of, you know, what things were worth and what they should be paying.
Absolutely.
I discovered TopHap, and it's basically amazing because all of those sources are condensed into one place.
Yep.
So if I know the address of the property, I can kind of pull all of the relevant information
within that property,
know about the area, know what prices have done over the last few years, because that's vital as well.
Yep.
If you're an investor and you're like, okay, I want to buy a property in this area, and you're hearing, oh my God, it's so hot, a lot of investors, if they're just hearing it from the grapevine, are missing out on the opportunity.
Absolutely.
By the time you've heard about it through other people, the price is already skyrocketed, because otherwise they wouldn't be talking about it.
Sure.
So if you're hunting an area and you're kind of investing in an area, or you're buying your single family home or whatever it is to kind of, you know, go to that next step of life, you really don't want to be buying something at the top of the market when it's just had a big surge, because a lot of the time that's going to relax over the next few years.
Absolutely.
And so that is a big thing I find, is you need to have the most relevant information, and you need to have it kind of on a daily basis. Things change instantly.
Now we're going to another property that we shot a few months ago. We're gonna meet Sally Forster-Jones. She's one of the biggest agents here in Los Angeles, and I honestly cannot think of a better person than Sally to talk about what it takes to build your personal brand as a real estate agent. Building a brand is something that's not easy. It takes years of almost like precision decision making, right? Tell me some of the things you consider when you build your brand, or what are some of the fundamentals that you build your brand on?
Well, the fundamentals is really, just the core values. So that's the beginning. Everything that you do has to be branded. So if if I'm representing, our team is representing any property, that's branded. If we are doing any type of promotion, it's branded. Everything that every stationery, every piece of paper, every single thing that we do is branded. So it becomes something that keeps carrying forward.
Yes.
and recognizable. So that's critical.
Absolutely.
And in doing that, what we do is we're always representing the property, but we're always also representing the brand and the quality of the brand and why that's important.
Absolutely.
I mean, it is a process. You start with, and it's faster for some people, it's slower for others, but you start with day one. You start with day one here, focus, plan, intention. So that's the start. What am I trying to achieve? What do I want? What am I trying to represent? And so with day one, with property one, with anything that you're doing to put yourself out,
You're setting the tone.
you are starting there, you're setting the tone, and then you build and build and build on that. So it's not one day, but the more that you do that, it just becomes, just established and recognizable. And yes, people come to me because of the brand. They know what it represents.
What they're going to get out of it, and they can rely on, they can trust.
Exactly.
We owe a lot to Sally. She's amazing, and she played a huge role in the success of our channel. So I want to give big thanks to Sally. Of course, she's done a phenomenal job building her personal brand here in Los Angeles. But I just got a phone call from Ryan Serhant, and I cannot let this guy leave this city without having him talk about how he built his amazing personal brand,
No
Serhant.
plan B. Figure out what wall you're going to put your back up against. What is it? Is it rent? Is it bills? Is it your kids? Is it student loans? Is it car payments? Or is it just because you want to be successful and you want to be more successful than anybody else? You picture yourself 10 years from now, you go work for that person's going to shake your hand and say, thank you so much. Thank you for working for me. Thank you very much.
Obviously, you're a successful real estate agent. You've been in TV shows, you built Serhant, and now Serhant is growing into multiple companies.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about what it takes to build your brand.
So it's funny you asked me that because on Thanksgiving, we're releasing a course as part of our education platform that's titled How to Build Your Personal Brand. Because people ask me about it all the time. And I went from renting apartments in Koreatown and living in a $1,100 a month apartment to building a big, big, big company. And I did it all through brand. And brand for me, we have something called, what we call at the office called our Serhant brand strategy system. There's three things. One, it's really understanding what your core identity is. So what's your core identity, okay? And what's your and? What I mean by that is like you are real estate and what? For me, I'm real estate and media. It's how people know me. She might be real estate and dogs. She might be real estate and cooking. Whatever that thing is, how can you connect to people not just through real estate, but also through something really personal that people like talking about that's not windows and floor plans and the H-shaped roof, right? And then it's about consistent content across platforms. Like if you are not pushing yourself on different social platforms, then you're not doing anything today. Right? And it's pushing so people can connect you when they want to real estate. And then it's shouting success from the mountaintop, right? It's pure amplification. So anytime you sell something, you're doing consistent content and then you're connecting it back to the core identity and it's the flywheel over and over and over. You do that and you will be known as the one who sells whatever it is you want to sell. And that's how you do it. That's how you build a brand.
That's amazing. And how important it is to have that kind of brand for repeat business. I feel like that's where you really benefit from your brand identity.
Yeah, I mean, success begets success. You know, you get known for something. Like you did one property tour and people are like, oh, that was cool. So you did another one. Now, we got 2 years later, right? No time at all. You're like the real estate property tour guy. And it sounds like you came out of nowhere, but you put in the work, you did it, and it was good, and you listened to feedback, you did more, you listened to feedback, did more, or you went from there. And so the more you push and the harder you work and the kinder you are to people, right? And the more you collaborate, the more you empathize with everybody else, the more people are going to want to work with you. And it's that
Absolutely.
brand that they come back to. No one calls me because they're like, hey, I think you're a really hard worker. They call me because they're like, hey, you're Ryan Serhant, right? You're the one who sells big properties. I heard about you, or I saw you on that one video, or you were doing that thing, or a friend said this. Like, what is the math for brand, right? Like if you put text on the screen, I really think brand starts with that core identity. That core identity is then like goes up through your throat, into your mouth, and then comes out as the energy that you put out into the world, which then is the world's perception of you. That perception, then when you leave the room and stop talking, turns into reputation. And that's with the reputation you have, and then that reputation becomes your personal brand. Like that's the math. Core, perception, reputation, brand.
Amazing. That's it.
It's like I do this. And also, just please subscribe to Enes Plus, right? It's the plus, it's supersized, right? It's extra large, that's what you want. His regular channel, blowing up everywhere, but Enes Plus, also, you should subscribe to me. Okay, Ryan Serhant on
This
YouTube.
guy.
Go to sellitlikesirhant.com,
This guy.
take my course, the branding course, and we'll change your life forever.
I don't really tell this on camera, but I actually learned a lot from you. I used to watch $1 Million Listing all the time, so it's kind of awesome that we're doing this thing together, but be sure to subscribe to it. One pastrami to go.
Just yellow mustard, right?
Yeah, yellow mustard and mayo. Schnitzel is here.
Schnitzel's here.
One pastrami to go. I'll have another pastrami, mayo mustard. It's also for here. Coleslaw, please. Great place. Check it out, Daughter's Deli. They're the spot.
Yeah.
And that's it for the video. I hope you all learned what it takes to become a luxury real estate agent from the agents themselves. And big thanks to TopHap for sponsoring this video. And now I want to cover the giveaway. And Mikey, feel free to jump in anytime you want. This giveaway is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to pick 10 of you to join us for a day to tour some cool properties here in Los Angeles, meet their agent, and also we're going to tour some construction sites and meet the developers of the projects. It's going to be like a day in the life with Enes and all these cool homes we tour. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Also, we're going to rent a tour bus, much like you see driving around Los Angeles all the time.
That's right.
And Enes and Mikey are basically going to be your city tour guides. We're going to feed you some lunch, kind of go around, do our thing. How do they apply for the giveaway?
Really straightforward. They need to follow TopHap on Instagram, and they need to share this post right here with hashtag Enes giveaway and Enes TopHap. And that's pretty much it. There are a couple more conditions, and that will be in the description of the video, including the date for this very event. And that's it. We're just excited to meet y'all and get to hang out.
Yeah. Also, we will be making a video after the giveaway, that whole experience. So you have to be cool with being on camera.
Exactly. We're gonna show the whole day of us meeting you guys, the whole team, going seeing these properties, talking to the agents. It's really gonna be a fun day. We just want to interact with our viewers, and that's why we did this video.
Yeah.
So,
Looking forward to it.
absolutely. That's it for the video. If you liked it, make sure to give us a like, subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you guys next week. Look, I'm emotionally distressed, tired, I've been overworking. I've been riding on a 6-hour sleep for the last 3 days. I'm not doing all right. When I saw a fried chicken sandwich and pastrami, I lost it.